tuning in as always, and thank you for all your kind comments, likes, subscribes, discussions, shares, etc, etc. All very, very much appreciated. Right, so today we are doing a 1 week evaluation of the performance of Chemical Guy's Jet Seal and Butter Wet Wax. They're the two coatings that were applied last weekend. I put the Jet Seal on 6 days ago, let it cure overnight, and then I did Butter Wet Wax the following day. So today we've got KKD Citrus Pre-Wash, which was kindly given to me by a very good friend of the channel, and we've got Garage Therapy 1 shampoo, 20 ml of in here, ready to go in the bucket. KKD's in there, auto wheel for the wheels, Maguire's ceramic detailer for the fronts of the wheels. A little bit of that to use up because the bottle has broken, as you will have seen in one of my shorts, and we have got Built Hamber Atom Mac for the wheels, discs up inside the arches, and a little bit of Maguire's Ultimate Wash and Wax in the wheel bucket for wheels. Rinse bucket, usual 2-bucket method, and a selection of drying towels, standard, and obviously the pressure washer. Slight change of plans in that I'm not doing Lanagard because I can't find it anywhere. I thought I had Lanagard in stock, ready to go, but I don't. So for today, we're going to start building up the usage of Atom Mac, and I'll probably not worry about rally ramps today, and I'll just get on the floor, get a couple of squirts up underneath the back end, and possibly the sides. We'll have a look. I'll get this on a tripod and I'll get on the floor and have a little look. We'll get this up into the shocks, any fasteners, and start treating her to some preventative winter maintenance, shall we say. Just get that there. Not going to see a great deal, but I'm going to get under there and just get a couple of squirts up under chassis rail, etc, etc, and then this will become part of standard process. Every clean, start neutralising some of the road salt, etc, etc. A little bit of auto wheel just to help things along. So we're using this today just so I can get up underneath, give her a little bit of a rinse. Makes your life easier getting up under the arches as well. Similarly underneath. just get round and do this side. Trying not to get any on the paint yet, because as discussed, we want to start looking at how the coatings have fared. So we'll get this one done on cam, and then I'll pause, get the rest done off cam. And because they're not particularly dirty, I'm just going old knit. Brushes have all been cleaned today. They're drying because we've got a bit of sunshine, and I'm aware that we're moving to that period of time when everything's going to be wet, all your stuff you get out. So I was just having a good old clean up today. So I thought I'd just get in with an old mitt, and that'll be that. Just rinse that off, and that is that one done. And we'll give her a little squirt of atomise into the arches, a little bit of additional love on the shock towers, get that into the discs, calipers, nuts, let that have a little dwell, and that's that done, coated and happy. We can just let that dry. You know, I'll get round and get the others done off cam, and then we'll get into getting the citrus pre-wash on. Right, so that is all the wheels shampooed, pressure washed, auto wheel. They've had a good going over, or fair going over, and Atomac before I started, and Atomac again after rinsing. So now we've got KKD citrus pre-wash in the IK foamer, multi-sprayer. God, it's been one of those days. It has been one of those days, so I'm going to try not to get it on the wheels again. Just the paintwork. Quite lively actually. This is 25 to 1. Swap hands. So we'll give that a little dwell, and we'll start getting it off straight away. Yeah, it's quite lively really. Quite surprised. So this should not harm the coatings at all. It should just start to get the dirt off nice and gently. And we'll see how those coatings are performing. Been particularly interesting really. I wasn't expecting the butter wet wax to be particularly good. It's not a hugely durable product, and that reminds me actually, I did some more research on that, and I'll put a link up top for Forensic Detailing channel, their overview, he goes into a lot more detail regarding chemical composition, etc, etc, why it's so easy to put on, why it doesn't last particularly long but does produce a pretty nice result. Just going to use up the rest of that bottle. Noticed a few dry bits, and as I say, going through, having a bit of a tidy up as I go, which is one reason why I haven't started filming and washing till slightly later in the day than normal, because I've been tidying up all my valeting stuff. I think they said on the news this week that we're going to have a couple of dry days and then we're all doomed. We're all doomed. Right, so this is going to be the telling moment. Obviously, I'm hoping that Jet Seal is still doing its job. Let's see. Please still be some water action. Well, it's not performing quite how I'd hoped. I was hoping to see at least some bead, but I'm not totally devastated. So we shall see. Let's get that all pressure washed off, and then we'll get into the GT1 shampoo garage therapy 1 first usage. Again, kindly donated to me by a good friend of the channel. Was having no problem lifting off the dirt. I'll get the roof done. Half the back end. And a little bit at the front. Still paying particular attention to the lacquer peel, making sure I'm not blasting that to death with the pressure washer. So, like I say, we're having no trouble getting the dirt off, but we're not getting the bead that I was hoping for. Still see sort of crust here. I've not hit that yet, but this has been hit with the pressure washer. So look, this has had nothing, so you can still see the crust. Hopefully on cam, yep, still see the crust. This side I have pressure washed and it's looking good. Roof, again, not enormous hydrophobic nature, but is nice and clean. Bonnet, same story, nice and clean, no water action to speak of at all. But remarkably easy to clean. Tiny bit of runoff, nothing to talk of. Right, I'll get that all rinsed and then we'll get straight into Garage Therapy 1 shampoo. We'll just step back and get a shot of that. Citrus did a good job actually. When I checked online just to check the dilution ratio, etc., I stumbled across a couple of reviews and people said it was pretty strong. And I don't regularly use citrus pre-washes, to be honest. I just enjoy foaming. So up till now, I've only really tried Infinity Wax citrus pre-wash. And what I did notice about the reviews on the KKD citrus pre-wash, people were saying that it was particularly strong. And yeah, it delivered quite nicely and it was sort of quite lively and it's taken care of pretty much all the cleaning. Anyway, right, so we have got 20 ml of Garage Therapy 1 shampoo in here. So we'll just give that a little swizz up, should we say, and a very quick liven up. And then we'll get straight into that, have a look at performance, what it feels like, how slick it is. Apparently super concentrated. I enjoy Garage Therapy products, so as I start to whittle down my supplies, I'll probably buy some. Right, get myself over here. Nice straight lines, no major pressure required. Feels okay. I think it's more my paint than anything else. Maybe it needs a, feels like she needs a clay bar. We'll do that next weekend. Smells good. Smells good. Hopefully this will reinstill some of the hydrophobicity of the coating. I'm not ready for Jet Seal to be dead already. That would be pretty disappointing, really. Anyway, good news is I'm not seeing much dirt, which is nice. But yeah, smells good, feels good in the pore. Let's hit that straight away. Let's hit that straight away. Just make sure I'm still filming. Yes. We'll hit that straight away just to see how it's getting on. Well, it's clean. It's far from self-drying. You may be getting a little patch here, a little bit here, tiny bit here, which is sheeting to dry, but not quite what I was hoping for. Right, I'm gonna get that shampooed and then we'll start getting it off and we'll go straight into wet coat. Well, the shampoo itself did provide a nice user experience. Nice and wet, a little bit lively, done the job, got rid of the dirt, happy. Just slightly disappointed. As you'll have seen in my shorts this week, I was really genuinely impressed with the level of shine that stayed on the car And as I say, it was really horrible weather Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we were getting lovely bead throughout. It always dried up and looked quite clean. So I was hoping that I'd hit it with a pressure washer today and we just get bead and it'd be wonderful. However, that is not the case. The biggest plus point really has been the fact that it has looked really, really clean in the car park all week. We are starting to get a sheet here. We'll see. When we hit it with wet seal, we'll see if that gives it a little bit of a lift, a little bit of a boost. We are seeing quite a large sheet, so this is absolutely bone dry here. So it's just sort of sheeting off. But yeah, so the cars looked nice in the car park all week, and it was remarkably easy to clean. But, you know, as I say, I was hoping to see major beading, but we're not. Right, let's get that pressure washed on cam. I had a comment on one of my videos this week. Someone said that it was really relaxing, and I was like, that's quite a nice thing to say, really. I think it's interesting if you can find me tolerable and enjoy watching this being done, then why not? Happy days. Quite enjoying using this. Oh, I haven't used this for ages. Really nice. Less bending down, can stay away from the camera. Maybe it's starting to come alive. Starting to see this starting to sheet off and just go to bone dry. Cool. Right. Let's get in there and have a look at that. So maybe it is coming alive. So this is absolutely bone dry. And I think with a little topping of wet coat, it is going to be on the money. We shall see. But like I say, it has been incredibly easy to clean. And you just get that feel when you're doing it regularly yourself. After the week's weather we've just had, you'd expect it to be caked and a little bit more challenging. It's genuinely been really, really easy to clean. Anyway, just a little update on the car really. It has been wonderful returning insane MPG, just wonderful. Right, let's try a panel. We'll do this one and we'll do a butt, I think. Right, let's get the wand and get that mixed in. And let's see what we're getting. Fingers crossed. I mean, it's not like wet coat ever fails, is it? For one. Lovely. You can almost see, well, you can see some reflection. Wonderful. Right. That's what we like. That's what we like. So let's get a bum done in one, all over. I don't muck about, not being stingy. I love this stuff. Wonderful, wonderful drop of gear. Right, let's get straight into that. Make sure it's mixed in there so it doesn't dry. Same on that side. Well, I'm not a scientist, so now it's impossible to say whether that is just the wet coat or remnants of the jet seal and butter wet wax. Let's assume it's gone, but boosted up the jet seal with wet coat. But I mean, it looks great, and as always, absolute minimal manual intervention. Right, I'm going to get all around that and then we'll have a look at the results. Well, despite initial slight disappointment that I didn't just blast it and it all come off and look perfect, oh, it was the most satisfying wash or rinse, wash and rinse. Really nice, looking good now. And it's very hard to say. I mean, I don't have a photographic memory, so it's hard to say, is this normal Gyeon or have we got signs of the underlying coat? I mean, I've got a lovely bead, quite a nice shine about it, and it's like that throughout. I just had to take a phone call very quickly and then hit it again just to wet it, and thought, I've got to film this bit. It was massively satisfying. Great. Yeah. And gimbal's going for a wander again. Heaven knows why. Lovely. Really, really satisfying. Is that wrong? I don't know. Send for help. But look. Right, let's keep that rolling and we'll just bang a towel on that straight away. Because as I say, I have a sense for how it normally performs. So we'll just bang a towel on, do a gentle linear drag, with no pressure, and let's see what we're getting. Oh, it's like one of those Facebook shorts showing advertising drying towels. So absolutely no pressure at all. Drying to bone dry. Wicked, wicked. So that's all right. That's all right. Right, I'm going to buzz around that, get it dry, and then we'll have a look at the shine. Well, it becomes hard to say. Is it the car's responding to getting regular cleans? This is my third cleanse, I believe. But it seemed very receptive to that. Drying was really, really easy. If you had any little bits of moisture still sitting up as you drag the cloth over it, that was still beading. So you can see little bits. Let's see if we can get the camera on that. You can see little bits there. So that was the effect you were getting as you drag the cloth over. Any little bits of residual moisture, it was still sort of beading on the surface like that, instead of spotting or marking. So quite interesting, really. Really, really easy to dry. Paint still feels nice and slick. It's got a good level of shine. It was incredibly easy. Let's see if we can just pick that up and try and get my finger to force the camera. So that's what you're getting. As I was drying it, instead of sort of dragging over it and then getting spots, it's still little, you were getting little beads, which is sort of interesting, really. Is the camera going to pick this up? Probably not. Aha, we have more. So, condensation. But anyway, yeah, it was good. It was good. Like I say, it feels it's either starting to respond to Jet Seal and gentle shampoos, or the coatings from last weekend are still functioning as expected. But, you know, certainly feels like it's got a bit more gloss remaining than when I first brought it home. And it's looking good. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that one. So, KKD Citrus, really, really good. Really impressed. Garage Therapy 1 shampoo, lovely, smells great, did the job, all good. And it appears that the chemical guys' coatings from last weekend are doing okay. They weren't exhibiting huge levels of hydrophobicity, but the car did feel incredibly easy to clean and is exhibiting a nice shine now. So we'll see how we get on next week. Anyway, there's going to be more tomorrow. If I find that bottle of Lanogard, we'll start getting into that a little bit more tomorrow. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you for tuning in. As always, if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. And I very, very much look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. All the very best. Bye-bye.